Hello everyone and welcome to CB Smith Reserve for this massive clash between Pasco Vale and the Bentleigh Greens as football unites for Hakeem Al Arabi, who last week was allowed back into the country after being imprisoned unlawfully in Thailand, as both sides are out on the pitch now, and Hakeem Al Arabi is in the middle with Craig Foster getting a photo opportunity just at the moment. And, you know, it's a pretty decent crowd here at CB Smith Reserve. Quite a windy night, so we hope that the wind doesn't affect us too much in the effects mics at the moment. So, my name's Chris Gleeson, and bringing into the commentary for the first time is Katie Lembeski. Welcome, Katie.
Chris, thank you so much for having me. Hello everyone watching live on Facebook and YouTube. Great to be here. Hakeem's homecoming, two great teams who will be there come the business end of the season, I feel. So wouldn't miss this for the world. Let's bring on kickoff.
There's going to be quite a few photo opportunities. We do apologise in the delay. That was the delay, a few extra photos with Craig Foster. Now the two teams will be handshaking. Pasco Vale in a changed away strip tonight wearing white, and the Bentleigh Greens obviously in the green. We can quickly go through the starting lineups. They are posted on Facebook as well. For Pasco Vale, starting in goal is Nick Feely. In the back four of Gonzalo Munoz, Josh Calabria, Matt Hennessy and Adrian Tallarico. In midfielders, Matteo Balan and the very experienced Michael Ferrante, with Joseph Youssef just in front of them. On the wings is Dimitri Hatzimaratis, who played at the Bentleigh Greens and scored in a Doherty Cup victory against Heidelberg a couple of years ago, so he's very well familiar to tonight's opponents. Mohammed Rahimi and Davy Van Schip, the Dutchman, the son of John Van Schip, the Dutch legend, who really has been lighting up NPL Victoria. And on the bench, Luke Gavalas, Johnny Vikertis, Lucas Santilli, Nick Georgopoulos, Philippe Bernabeu Madrid and Stephen Hatzikotsis. For the Bentleigh Greens, they are unchanged from their victory over South Melbourne last Friday night. Ryan Scott in goal, a back four of Jacob Alexander, Marco Yankovic, Jack Webster and Matthew Crooks. In midfield, it's Tyson Holmes, George Lambatarides and Josh Baresi will play right in front of them. On the wings, it's Velibor Mitrovic, Valentino Yule, and up top is Matt Thurtell with Nathan Coe, Charlie Fry, Brodie Taylor, James Exidius and Arnold Zwev on the bench for the Bentleigh Greens. So just a few extra photos at the moment for the two teams, as the crowd applauds Hakeem Al Arabi, who's now made his way over to the grandstands.
How good is it to see him home? Fantastic scenes, big celebration here. Walking out into the centre with Craig Foster as well. Just so good to see him home, and can't wait to see him back on a football field, and it won't be too far off, I'm sure. That
is the big story. Hakeem Al Arabi's only had the one training session, so he will not be playing today. They're hoping he can get onto the football pitch early March, so just needs to have a mini pre-season before he gets out there on the park, but he'll be cheering on his teammates. And so we're close to kick-off. It's Lockie Keevers in the middle, and we are away here at CB Smith Reserve, and it's Pasco Vale in the white tops, and they will be going to the right of your screen. Bentleigh Greens going to the left, and I must admit the pitch is in immaculate condition.
Looks beautiful. Fantastic services. There's been a real upgrade in NPL Victoria grounds in the recent years, and CB Smith seems to be the most recent one, so long may it continue.
Early chance here. Baresi drives the ball forward. Here's Velibor Mitrovic. He can strike from range and he tries to curl it into the top corner, but just a little bit too much elevation on that shot, and the ball goes out for a goal kick.
The leisure centre end, I think there's a breeze favouring that side, so it might be good to just try to get some long shots away early. Val Mitrovic, we know we can hit him, so maybe that's a big threat for Pasco Vale to look out for this half.
And that's what we see with these NPL grounds. Most of them are pretty open, so the wind definitely pays
a part, definitely. You're definitely exposed to the elements. It's quite an intimate kind of setting as well, so that's part of the NPL charm, I think.
Matteo Balan snuffed out. Sliding challenge by Yankovic. No foul given. The ball is cleared, and Nick Feely, former Perth Glory goalkeeper who made a string of excellent saves against Heidelberg last week to really keep his side in it early.
Yeah, good, really strong start to the season for him, and they'll be backing him to do that again here tonight.
It's a quick passing move. Joseph Youssef in the starting lineup tonight after missing out last week. Needs support and holds on to Alexander. And it's a foul to the Bentley Greens and they'll get out of trouble.
He's a great of the Pasco Vale Football Club, isn't he? He's really made a name for himself. He's been a proven performer at this level. He's a really tough player to mark and a really dangerous forward. So another big season ahead for him, Pasco Vale will be hoping.
And this is the new era of NPL football starting tonight with 4 games kicking off. I believe there's already an early goal over at Hume City, so we'll try to keep you updated. You can always contact us through the comments.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to get you guys back and try to reply to you. But yeah, fantastic game, a tough game playing out early on here at CB Smith.
Valentino Yule on the ball. Now Matthew Crooks come over from Adelaide United Youth, one of a few players have come to NPL Victoria from that system this year. And at the moment, James Exidius was really a first choice starter last season. And Matthew Crooks has taken his spot to start this season.
Yeah, there's real competition for spots. I think the quality of the NPL is growing every year. Competition for spots is really at a premium now, so get your chances while you can take it. I think I can only push players to, be even better and go to even higher heights.
We do apologise if there's some little audio issues. The power got turned off on us, so we've had to plug it straight into the camera within a couple of minutes of starting. Now here's Davey Van Schip. Goes with the nutmeg but loses the ball and gives away the foul. Tyson Holmes ready to help out his teammates.
Interesting to see how Davey goes on the wing. So far, I think he was off the bench last week, but now he's on a wing. Kind of accommodates Raheem in that sense. So it'll be interesting to see how they feed off each other and if they can coexist and really get along well. So yeah, big story there for Pasco Vale.
At the moment, it's Mitrovic. Could have been a foul on Baresi. Ref waves play on. Valentino Yule, they've got the extra numbers out wide here. Yule cuts inside, lays it off to Crooks. Now Yule gets the shot away. Here's a chance, Baresi. He wanted his left foot, so turns away from the goal.
He needed to shoot first time there. I think he had an opening there to take.
Could have swiveled on the right first time. And now the opportunity's wasted by the Bentley Greens.
Really good to see Baresi getting into really threatening and attacking positions early on. That's a really good sign. Obviously, new surroundings, Josh Baresi this season, and yeah, he's a prodigious talent, and Bentley will be thrilled that they have him. With Matt Thurtell, to see how he links up with him. Obviously, as well with Mitrovic and UL on the wing. So, yeah, really, they'll be really hoping that works out.
So it's Nick Feely. It's great chemistry of the Bentley Greens, one of the most successful sides, probably the successful side of the NPL era. Always in the first couple on the league ladder.
A picture of stability too. A picture of real strength and stability. Johnny A has made this club into a powerhouse. And yeah, they'll always be there or thereabouts, and they'll keep on challenging. I don't think they're going away anytime soon.
If you look at both of these sides,
yeah,
with Vitaly Ferrante and John Anastasiadis, both of them have been the longest serving coaches in this league. And you see with the stability, not many changes each year in the squad.
Yep, definitely. John Anastasiadis obviously taking the the new Western Melbourne team's assistant coaching role, which is a huge congrats to him on that, by the way. It's a well-deserved gig. But it's no surprise that Vitaly Ferrante and Pasco Vale are really starting to become a threat to the top teams in this league. Stability, they've worked hard together, they've grown, they've developed, and they're getting the rewards for it. That's stability matters, it really does, and they're a picture of that at the moment.
And also Johnny Anastasiadis is to me, he's the best recruiter outside of Victoria. He always gets his interstate signings right. You see Valentino Yule, the winger on the far side of the pitch, who got 2 goals against South Melbourne last week, and he didn't have his shooting boots on in the Community Shield. He probably could have had a hat-trick if he was able to shoot correctly and on target, but another exciting interstate signing from Adelaide City. And Mitrovic wins the corner.
Well, it's the first one of the game, I believe, and they'll want to make full use of it, particularly with this breeze. It's really picked up now, and you'd want to make advantage of it while you can. Josh Baresi steps across to take the corner as well.
And thank you to Brenton Ray. Hume City's first goal scorer was Urson Kaya, who's played a more advanced role on the left, on the wing this year. Corner comes in. Feely didn't get it completely clear. Davey Van Schip does, though. And Crooks lays it off to Alexander. They've done that well. The Bentley Greens, Jankovic, back post, too much on it, and out for a goal kick. And Pasco Vale can settle down now.
Yeah, chance to build up again from the back. Just try to be a bit more patient, but I really want to see Davey drifting into central positions where he can be a threat. We saw early on him get on the ball, and there's something in the air when he does that. You can definitely sense there's a danger, and he's a fantastic player to watch when it's on top of his game, and the key to this is always unlocking him. So, yeah, so really good signs early on from both teams. Pretty even to start with, I think.
It's Tallarico drives it forward. Weight of numbers for the Greens will win it back, and it's out for a throw. So just quickly, we can go through the referees in tonight's game. It is Lockie Keevers in the middle with Isaac Trevis and Joshua Byrne, the assistant referees, with Elmo Aspiti, the fourth official. Now Rahimi plays it up the line. Davey Van Schip into midfield. Valentino Yule read that well. Who can get to this first? It's going to be picked up by the Bentley Greens. Now Alexander. And look forward. Pasco Vale were well set up behind the ball, so they go back to the goalkeeper.
Interesting to see George Lambatarides trying to make his way forward a little bit, but Tyson Holmes staying back, trying to be that screen. I think they're an ideal combination together. We're obviously going to see how that develops throughout the season, but some positive signs early on. I think George is getting into really good positions.
It's a big change for Lambatarides and Baresi, who both were in the promotion relegation playoff last year with Green Gully.
Yeah.
But now they see themselves at the Bentley Greens, and they've made a great start to their new home.
Green's definitely their colour, wouldn't you say?
Definitely Green's their colour.
Yeah, they're quality performers. They really are. They haven't had the best of luck with injury. Yeah, so in new surroundings, obviously players can rise up and really enjoy their new surroundings, so that'll be important for them. Hopefully they're enjoying their football.
Here's a chance. Dimi Hatzimaradis, now Davey Van Schip. Always dangerous when he's in the box. Pokes it through, looking for Yusuf, deflected, and that's going to fall kindly for Scott. So just a little step over in midfield from Thurtal, turning the ball over in a dangerous area. Yeah,
can't be doing that. You really have to be careful. Any good side will try to punish that, try to force a turnover, and then catch teams out of position, really hurt teams that way. And I think you don't want to get caught out like that. But here Bentley trying to construct an attacking move. Volleyball Mitrovic coming inside to receive, but Lambatarides shifts it wide.
So now Crooks and Newell. We've got a chance to take on his fullback. Rebound falls kindly for him. Now Baresi can switch play. Lambatarides around the corner. Baresi couldn't quite get it in on goal, but he's able to retrieve it. Now Yule working in a tight corner. And they get the foul.
Both teams really patient in their build-up too, I noticed. They're trying to, I guess, stamp their own styles on this game so far, kind of cancelling each other out. So I think both very similar formations, both with two in the middle of the park, two wide with a number 10 operating in the hole behind a striker. That might cancel each other out. I think what might need to happen is try to get a number 10 pushing into midfield, freeing up a bit of space, and try to shift players wide, try to drag the other teams out of position. So I think that should be the aim early on, as I can see it.
So cross comes in. Too much on it, goes out for a goal kick. Just a couple of balls overhit at that end of the ground. As we said, this wind is very strong. It's
just taken it. It's just shifted right out of bounds. So they just have to put a bit more less on the kick. It's really tough to adjust to, but yeah, that'll be a factor tonight. Maybe try to shift it on the wing, the commentary side wing on the left here, as we see right in front of us. So they might have more luck that way, but yeah, just adjust to that wind. Just try to get the most out of it as well.
It's been a bright start from the Bentley Greens, though. They've had the majority of the possession in this game. Hennessy, the wind catches that one, but Yusuf heads it forward. Jankovic in, out for a throw. In fact, it was Tyson Holmes. He plays that defensive role very strongly for the Bentleigh Greens.
Yeah, a real pillar of strength for them, and one of the best in his position in the league, I think, and he's been recognised as that in recent years. He's been a vital cog to the Bentleigh Greens' success over the years, and yeah, they're very lucky to have him around.
And also just with Brenton Ray, there's a goal in the Altona game as Dusan Bojnak gets his first goal for the club. Missed a penalty last week, but he gets Altona on the board first against the Melbourne Knights.
He was a huge signing, an off-season signing for them. He really was. Been such an outstanding performer at Oakley for so many seasons, and a fresh change of scenery might do him a world of good as well. So that's really a positive sign for Altona tonight, getting an early goal.
Just shows the competitiveness of the league when you get promoted and you sign players like Stambolziev, and as we wait for Yule to cross it in, it fires it across. It will go out for a goal kick.
No, it's gone out for a throw. The wind has just taken that and shifted it all the way over there.
So Pasco Vale now have to get out of danger with this throw.
Good result for Bentleigh Greens, by the way, just a chance to lock it in as well off the throw.
Long throw. Hatzimaradis couldn't control it. Fouls Holmes. They're saying that just the strength in this league with Stambolziev and Dusan Bojnak signing for promotion sides that are very ambitious in Altona, and it's a very strong league.
They're really pushing on. They really want to make a stamp on this league. They're not here to just be part of the league. They want to win the league, and they've invested in a big way. Remains to be seen if they are ultimately successful in their endeavour, but yeah, they're really going about it in a real aggressive way, and they're going to be a real story of the season, I feel.
It's Bentleigh Greens through Holmes, cross to the back post, just over the head of Thurtell. Can Pasco Vale clear this with their captain Yusuf? As they slide in, ball's going to find its way to Ferrante. With his experience, he can slow things down. Tallarico switches it. Now the Chilean Gonzalo Munoz plays it up the line and gets a foul. It's a very late challenge, and it's Velibor Mitrovic. As Lockie Keevers tells him to settle down, very eager with that challenge.
It's a bigger forwards challenge, to be honest. He's a really solid lad too, isn't he, Mitrovic? He really is. You want that kind of presence in this league. There's no doubt that this is a tough league to play in, physically and in terms of the skill level as well. If you're not up for it, you're going to be found out very quickly, and Mitrovic is throwing his weight around early.
Good interception now by Mitrovic. Now the Bentleigh Greens through Jack Webster, playing game 201 tonight.
A real stalwart of the club and of the competition. It's been well recognised as well. Another key cog in the Bentleigh Greens success. I mean, look, just rattle off the names: Anastasiadis, Holmes, Webster. We can go on for a while. How key have they been? How instrumental have they been to their success? Just absolutely massive. And
that's it. Having the core of their team be there for many years has definitely been a huge help. And John Anastasiadis can build around that. Stability.
That's what it's all about. Teams who stick together, who work, who grow together as a unit from the top down to the bottom, from juniors to seniors. You know the clubs that are doing well, and Bentley is definitely one of those. And and they get their rewards for it as well. They're always at the top of the NPL table or thereabouts, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
So it was a yellow card to Tallarico. The Greens with this. And Batterides back post. Rahimi gets it out for a corner. There's 3 Pasco Vale players there in position to clear that. Such a dangerous ball in, and now Velibor Mitrovic gets the chance for another Bentleigh Greens corner. All in, back post, and it's headed out for a goal kick.
Another chance from a set piece there. This wind is really wreaking havoc early on. Just really, like I said before, you just really want to take advantage of it while you have it, and you can see Bentley really dominated territory. Games had played in their half for the most of this. Paco really finding it hard to really get a run on, or really trying to battle against the breeze. I think the key for them at this point is just try to stay solid, try not to concede, and then try maybe get a run on late in the game and really unlock Bentley that way.
So at the moment, they just really struggling to get the ball. Thurtell through. Baresi will chase after it. It's going to find its way to Mitrovic. And Gonzalo Munoz blocks the ball out. But what a great opportunity for the Greens.
Yeah, huge chance we're missing there. Again, Baresi getting into a really threatening position, really challenging the keeper, really making a run forward and opening up a bit of space in Mitrovic as well to try to take advantage.
Oh, here's the first goal. And it's Captain Jack Webster. No, in fact, it's Baresi. And Baresi in the 6-yard box, heads are unattended. They took the corner quick, and Baresi gives the Bentley Greens a deserved lead.
Huge goal, huge goal. Great way to get off the mark. Josh Baresi, really tall player. You really want to see him latch onto those chances from the set piece, and he's done just that and has given Bentley a vital lead in this first half.
He scored against South Melbourne last week. He heads home against Pasco Vale away, and the Bentley Greens take the lead.
And he's a real goal-scoring midfielder, someone who, like I said before, is a prodigious talent and someone who can really take the league by storm if he can stay fit for a whole period of time.
So here's Pasco Vale with the throw. Really struggling to get a foothold into the game, Rahimi. Now Davey turns Alexander. Drives it forward. Fired in. Munoz. Here's a chance for Rante. See the wind really hold that up as he was trying to strike.
Yeah.
And Scott's right behind it. A few fearless challenges flying in with Gonzalo Munoz. Really
struggling to put consistent moves together. It's not really functioning at the moment. They're not really threatening, I think, as Pasco Vale can. You got Rahimi here dropping deep, trying to pick up possession, but there isn't much going on behind him. They need to free up Hatzimaradis a bit more. Need to get him involved in the game.
Up in the air. Hatzimaradis. Once again, the Greens get 4 numbers around the ball and win it back. Now the field opens up. Yule cuts inside. Thurtell. As the Bentley Greens build a gang on the left-hand side. Mitrovic. A few bit of a trickery, steps inside, gets the foul. He's causing a few problems for Munoz early, is Velibor Mitrovic.
Yeah, really prodigious player as well. Another key attacking threat for the Greens. Came across from Kingston, of course, for last season, of course, and really stamped his authority on games. Has really scored some really big goals for the Greens, and I'll be hoping for that more of the same again in 2019.
I think Thurtell's going to, especially with his win advantage, he's going to back himself from here. He does. He fires it across. Dangerous area. Can they deal with it? The flag's up on the far side. So Pasco Vale, with an offside flag, will get out of danger.
I thought that might have been for a foul there, but no, offside, just offside. Really interesting little tactic. Try to throw him off there, but to no avail. As Pasco Vale look to try to get forward and try to get going, to be honest. They're really struggling to find fluency early on.
Once again, Hennessy has to bypass midfield. Timmy Hatzimaradis. Once again, look at the numbers for the Greens. They force Pasco Vale back. Now here's danger with Van Schip. Webster will go back to his keeper. So see, the wind hasn't been too kind to the save for King Banner on the far side. As Alexander now drives it forward. Fires it in, looking for Thurtell, lays it off. Here's a chance, and surely a penalty. Baresi goes over, and it is a penalty to the Bentley Greens, and they'll have the chance to double their lead. Still fairly early here in about the halfway mark of the first half. Huge
moment in the game coming up. Very, very interesting to note. Georgetown Batteries with a very tricky run there that kind of drew the Pasco Vale defence out of position a little bit more. Of course, he had the run on down the flank near us, and it's resulted in a penalty, and Thurtell will step up to take it.
It's Matt Thurtell. 2 goals in the Community Shield to start his season. Looking for his first NPL goal in 2019. It's going to be Feely versus Thurtell. And he goes straight up the middle, and Matt Thurtell gives the Bentley Greens a 2-0 lead fairly early in this half.
Big goal, and they've taken advantage of their lead. They've taken of the win. They've taken advantage of their just general play, their dominance early on. But of course, it matters nothing if you can't find the way to score, and they've done that. They're really threatened, and you have to say it's a deserved lead on the road as well. So more of the same, they'll be hoping. I think that's the message from Johnny A at the moment. Just keep going. Just press home the advantage now. I think there's a chance to pick up maybe even a third before the half is over. So try to finish this off early.
We've also got a goal over at Knight Stadium. A 3rd goal to Hamish Watson in the season. His penalty equalises against Altona. Hatzimaratis. Once he gets the foul, in fact, Hatzimaratis has gone over the ball, and he's going to get a yellow card as well.
Is that the first of the night? Yeah, I think that might be. That's definitely a forwards challenge. Really rough. He came through pretty tough. I think that speaks to more of a general frustration as to how the half has gone. He's really struggled to find space. He's really struggled to feed off the midfield and the attack, of course. But yeah, as Josh Baresi is tended to by the physio here.
It's been fouled quite a few times, Baresi. Only just moments ago, he was the one brought down for the penalty. The Bentley Greens will be quite comfortable with this game so far. It's only about the halfway mark of the first half.
He's a really awkward customer to mark. He's Josh Baresi. He's really tough to handle, especially when he can get into threatening positions on the ground. He can be a nightmare for defences.
As Bentley restart the game. Just Marie is asking, the grass is definitely grass. It's not synthetic, but it really is CB Smith in the best condition I've ever seen it. It will get used quite a lot this season. Quite a few sides do play here.
Yeah, more than Zebras as well. It's also been home to W League games. I think the Faulkner Football Club, I think, plays out here as well. So you really need to invest in facilities, and it's good to see CB Smith keep up with the kind of traffic. It can be a nightmare to handle, I would think. But kudos to the staff who's made it really good.
I must admit, we're quite lucky at the moment being on the far side of the pitch, because you sit in the grandstand. If you can see on the far side, there is a light tower right in the middle of the grandstand that really causes havoc for anybody sort of watching on that far side of the pitch. So it's not the greatest designed stadium, but it is nice and compact, and for a TV viewing on this side of the pitch, it's quite a decent view.
Yeah, of course, with the scaffolding here, prime position too. So also fantastic that Football Victoria with the new broadcasting deal as well. Amazing news, and seeing the facilities as well to help it along is really important as well to the game.
As Feely takes the goal kick. Now Rahimi picks up the scraps. Let's see how the Bentley Greens press and they win it back. Here's Thurtell. He's got Yule out wide, try to play it through. Tellerico clears. In fact, it's Calabria. So he's Greens in the midfield. Now Baresi. Really haven't been able to get too much out of Balan and Ferrante. They're on the ball now. Hefty challenge on Balan, and the foul is given.
Looks to move it on quick to Youssef on that far side on the wing there. Hoping to manufacture something.
Now Rahimi. He fires it in now, Van Schip. He's got numbers around him. The ball's taken away. Tyson Holmes. Once again, the counter-attack is on for the Bentley Greens. Ball trying to play through. Youssef gets it back. Really haven't got much time on the ball, Pasco Vale, as they try to build. Now, Rahimi's dropped a little bit deeper to pick it up.
Yeah, just not much space at all for them to work into. Bentley really doing well at cutting off the passes and cutting off space and trying to latch on through turnovers in midfield as they are here through Mitrovic.
Well, he's only got himself to go. He nearly was able to slalom through there. Now the ball over the top. Here's a chance. The flag goes up against Hatzimaradis, who would have been in to at least get one back for Pasco Vale, but he's denied by the flag.
Yeah.
It sort of is the danger playing the high line against the wind.
It definitely is. Definitely is. Bit tough to see from this angle. I think the linesman had that covered though. Yeah, but again, Hatzimaradis trying to create something there, trying to play off the shoulder and trying to get in behind. Just not quite there, but just needs to keep doing that, I think, and really try catch out the Bentley Greens that way.
Bentley Greens have found CB Smith Reserve a difficult venue in the past. They have lost their last 2 visits here. So hopefully Pasco Vale can at least get a goal back and get back into the game, but at the moment it's the Bentley Greens on the attack. Heavy touch by Ferrante, turns it over. Now Yule on the ball. As they move the ball forward, Lambatoridis, Thurtell, Hennessy gets it clear. So once again, Pasco Vale through Ferrante. You see it's very difficult for Pasco Vale to get out of danger with that win. They're really struggling with it.
Yeah, just again, they're just struggling to get going. I think they just need to have a spell of possession, just try to knock it around, try to, I guess, be patient, try to move Bentley out of their shape a little bit more, but not having much luck. Just need a decent spell of possession and just need to find a bit of space. And with Davey, of course, that's a player that doesn't need much of an opening to make a difference.
Ball forward. Hatzimaradis with the high foot. He's had a couple of real dangerous challenges in on his former teammates.
All's fair in love and war, Chris. All's fair.
He's definitely living by that. See the difference between the two sides, where Pasco Vale are allowing Bentley Greens to bring the ball up, but the Greens are really pressing up high and getting onto the ball carrier.
Just really trying to control where the game is played, I guess. The team that controls possession, but also controls the type of possession and where it happens is also just as important, and it's really in Bentley's control at the moment.
It's going to be Marko Jankovic to bring the ball up. Crossfield ball. It's going to find its way to Yule, is it? No, Tallarico was able to get the ball as it sat up. Gets it out for a throw. As we said earlier, it's such a big occasion, Hakeem Al-Arabi's sort of homecoming. Obviously not in the match day squad tonight, but it's a huge crowd here. It's Alexander. They move it out to Mitrovic. Looks to find a meter. Ball deflects. Ball's through and Feely will collect. Just an excellent occasion. You can see his big smile tonight. He's very happy to meet and be like a celebrity, taking photos with everyone, Hakeem.
Yeah, again, such amazing scenes. Great to see him home where he belongs after such an ordeal, and hopefully he's getting the support he constantly he'll need daily in his daily life as well. But yeah, it's going to be amazing to see him back out eventually when he does. So yeah, fantastic to see him home, and good to see you home, Hakeem.
Just over half an hour gone. Rahimi, good bit of skill, but needs support. Ferrante, taken around him by Mitrovic, who again barnstorms on this left wing. I see Vitali Ferrante shouting instructions to his team. And as Feely plays it out for a throw, so Bentley will stay on the attack. Now Yule lays it off. Thurtell in the box. Trying to find a teammate. The shot comes in from distance. A crunching challenge as well as Yusuf helping out his defence. Baresi shots over the top.
He really went hard at that one, really tried to just connect well with it and see where it got him. But he's not afraid to shoot, Josh. He's fantastic from long distances. Obviously scored that cracking goal a few years ago, maybe even the goal of the season. And that's what they'll be hoping for, is that kind of mercurial talent, get him in those positions as they've been doing here tonight.
As Feely clears the ball up. Thurtell. Pasco Vale losing midfield again. Crooks. Now Thurtell goes with the left foot, but tame effort is picked up by Feely. So they've settled a little bit more, Pasco Vale, getting a little bit more possession in the game, but there's still a couple of these turnovers in midfield as Davy Van Schip was really shoved out of that one and no foul given.
The second half's going to be the real challenge for them, to see if they can start to get a run on, try to build up some momentum. Obviously they've struggled this half, but there's still some way in this game to go.
Alexander drives it forward, curling ball that Feely will collect. It's a nice idea to try to find Thurtell. The goalkeeper was quick to get off his mark and get it. And that's a very bad back pass that Hennessy has to clean up. Baresi. Once again, Pasco Vale nearly giving the ball away, and Yule shoots from distance, and Feely sees it over the top.
Yet another player who can be a vital attacking threat for the Greens. Really mercurial talent too. He's already started off his NPL season with a bang already, but also, yeah, just that he's really connecting well so far. The Bentley, it's showing so far with Bentley with 5 goals for the season.
We've already seen how that attacking flair he has, not afraid to shoot from distance, and he's going to light up the NPL, I feel.
Be interesting to see how he progresses through the season for sure.
Hennessy clears. It's Jack Webster, long-term captain here of the Bentley Greens. Ball forward, Yule. Well, he plays it into his teammate Yule. Now can Pasco Vale move the ball a bit quick? No. Davy Van Schip is forced back. They seem very uncertain on the ball, Pasco Vale. Feeling that pressure. Holmes to the back post, and Feely will see it out.
Yeah, interesting to see Rahimi kind of dropping into midfield a bit more. He's trying to cut inside, leaving Yusuf and Hatsi Muratis really in more central positions. I guess he's just trying to be that third man in midfield, trying to manufacture something, I guess, trying to get on the ball and open up space. But we'll see how that progresses through the game.
Once again, Pasco Vale give it up though. Swivel shot on the turn by Baresi straight at Feely. Again, just playing the ball out of defence. Pasco Vale just giving it up way too easy under not much pressure. We do stress that it is a very strong wind they're against, but NPL players should be able to deal with this a little bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge for sure, especially at NPL grounds, suburban grounds where you're really exposed to the elements. But again, you have to try to find a way to play through it and try to just be resolute. And they've got a lot to do in the second half, and let's see how they figure that one out.
So he's moved the ball through. Josh Calabria looking for Davey, just can't reel that one in. And now it's the chance for the Bentley Greens. Lambattoretti's in midfield. Turns Yusuf. They're quite happy to keep the ball at the moment, the Bentley Greens. 2-0 lead. And 10 minutes till the first half is done.
Just trying to just play their way throughout methodically, and they're doing very well as a result. Look at that.
Now they work it out with a crossfield ball. Yule's not going to be able to get to that one, and it's out for a goal kick. But
really well constructed move though. Really tried to invite Pasco Vale onto him and then try to exploit that space in behind as Pasco Vale went up. Particularly that ball from Tyson Holmes, that crossfield bomb for Ewell to run into. Positive signs again for the Greens as they keep on probing, looking for a third.
I think Pasco Vale with 10 minutes to go. Hopefully, for their sake, they can sort of pinch one before the break, but just to go down at 2-0 and try to reset things. Ball over the top, Jankovic. Now Holmes. Able to clear it. He was able to get his head up and find Yule. Once again, the Bentley Greens are able to play the ball with not too much pressure on the ball carrier.
But again, if you try to press Bentley deep in defence, you take that risk of leaving open space in behind you, and they're very good in possession, really well structured too. So they're playing this really perfectly.
Here's Velibor Mitrovic looking for the 1-2 with Thurtell. Deflection finds its way to the goalkeeper, and Matt Hennessy's definitely copped that one. He's tried to clear it. Lockie Keevers goes to check if he's okay. Definitely knocked it with the wind out of him then, Hennessy. So Matteo Ballard. This is the chance they were after, trying to find Hatzimaradis, but Challenge wins the ball back. And the ball goes out for a Greens throw. So we are edging closer to half-time. Well, here's a chance with Baresi. Pitch opens up, and Battaretti's. Yule, back post, nobody there, out for another goal kick. So now it's another opportunity for Pasco Vale to bring the ball up from the back. Fires it straight over the top of Davy Van Schip though. And see Vitali Ferrante shouting just to go back to the goalkeeper if you haven't got much on and slow things down.
Animated as he always is Vitali.
Yes, Vitali.
Fantastic character if they came, obviously prowling the touchlines and really has been a force for Pasco Vale. And
it's kind of a good thing we haven't got the effects mic here tonight. Vitali Ferrante, one of the real characters of this league. His brother Michael still plying his way in NPL Victoria, one of the original Melbourne Victory squad members, and spent his youth career at West Ham in England, so great pedigree, and he's been a very loyal servant for Pasco Vale. Xavier once again, this time he's able to reel it back in. And can Davy Van Schip go to work? They finally get an opportunity to really pass it in. Now Rahimi. Weight of numbers, still holds onto the ball. Much more patient build-up by Pasco Vale. In truth, it's probably the best they've passed the ball today.
A really good spell of possession here, just trying to move around slightly, but it's a turnover here.
Commentator's curse, definitely that one.
I'll cop that one, I'll take the blame. Sorry, Vitali.
Now, Velibor Mitrovic. He's got a few numbers in the box now. Fires it in, Baresi. Turns on his right foot, Baresi curls it, but it goes over the top.
Just sort of sailed over, didn't it? Came off his boot and just sailed right into the breeze there, but decent spell of possession from Pasco Vale there. Really tried to open up space, really tried to just retain and try to get something going. More of the same, I think, as this half enters its final stages. But yeah, better signs if you're a Pasco Vale supporter here tonight.
So we are getting very close to half time. It's been a very happy away trip for the Bentley Greens so far. Just to recap, it was Baresi with a headed goal from a corner. Then Baresi was fouled in the box and Thurtau was able to score. Now it's Pasco Vale's chance to drive forward. Here's Yusuf. Turns it over. Jankovic. They can work it into midfield. Velibor Mitrovic, who's probably been the real star player of this first half.
Dropped inside there, really offered up space for the fullback to open up into that space. So positive signs still for the Greens.
Retain the ball through Yule. Now Baresi. Tellerico couldn't shield the ball. Yule fires it in, too high for Thurtau. And once again, Feely will go over to collect another goal kick. Look at the real trump cards in attack for Pasco Vale. You look at Davey Van Schip, Joseph Yusuf, two players who haven't really been able to get on the ball in advanced areas in this game so far.
All it takes is a bit of momentum. That's all it takes, and that's what Pasco Vale will be really hoping to find in the second half. All is not lost for them for sure. They've had some decent moments in this game, but the more they can get Davey on the ball, the better as far as I'm concerned.
He's done well to win the ball back, Davey. Now they can open up the far side of the pitch. Hatzimaradis can drive at Crooks, the youngster. Cuts inside. Now it's Davey. Good step over, Hatzimaradis. Can he open up a shooting angle? Lays it off for Ferrante. Drives it and Scott makes the save. And they've done well, Bentley, to prevent the corner as well, but great move by Pasco Vale, and they almost got one back before half-time.
Best moment of the match for them, you'd think. But yeah, really positive. They just open up space down that far side on the left. Really open up some space for Hatzimaradis to work in, and he's a very prodigious young talent as well, and you just want to get the most out of, and he got into a good position there.
Now it's the Greens the chance to clear. Thurtau, Baresi wins the foul in midfield. Vitalia Ferrante not happy that they allowed the Bentley Greens, who look like Pasco Vale, trapped in the corner, to be able to get the ball forward out of that position.
He really tried to press there, and that's what would please Vitalia Ferrante, but also frustrate him to just kind of give away that free kick there as we approach stoppage time here at CB Smith Reserve.
I've just leaned over the scaffolding and the board will be 2 minutes. I definitely leaned over the scaffolding, not trying to move because any step here makes it a bit shaky for the cameraman. So the board's now gone up, so we're going to have 2 minutes. It starts with a little injury stoppage to Alexander. So now Jankovic restarts. So again, that crossfield ball finds Yule. Be disappointed he was offside. Now, late in this half, Pasco Vale. Hennessy doesn't really clear it that far. Drops for Thurtau. Here's a chance for Yule. Can he get on the end of it? He can't. And he gives away the foul. Once again, very dangerous from Hennessy, playing out of the back, turns it over, and Bentley Greens nearly had a third before half-time.
A bit of danger late on in the half, and that's what you don't want. But again, chance for Pasco Vale to to rebuild from here and just try to play out and hopefully grab a goal, try to create a chance, and just right before the last half to really make this game back on, right on again.
So once again, they struggle to get it out from the back. Josh Calabria, a new signing. Long throw from Pasco Vale. Yule. Ball's out for a throw. So very close to half time here. It's been a pretty entertaining first half, especially for the Bentleigh Greens fans. And there we are. It is half-time here at CB Smith Reserve. The Bentleigh Greens take a 2-0 away lead here. And it was goals through Baresi and Thurtell. And Pasco Vale had a good chance towards the end of that half through Ferrante, but it's really been a strong performance by a very strong team in the Bentleigh Greens.
Definitely deserved the lead. Good value for their lead. Took full advantage of their general dominance in play and in possession and in territory to put 2 goals on the board right before as we go into the second half. So big second half ahead for Pasco Vale. They'll try to use the breeze. It's really been strong this half and really generate some momentum.
That's it, and it is half time here. We're just going to have a short break and we'll be back for the second half shortly. Just try to keep the cords off these two columns.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's all right there, but because
Okay,
I've done it. No, you'll be right. Because all these ones don't matter. It's just these two.
All right.
Yeah.
No worries.
And welcome back here for the second half of Pasco Vale versus the Bentleigh Greens at CB Smith Reserve. And it is, what an entertaining half that was. If you're a Bentleigh Greens fan, 2 goals, a 2-0 away lead at half-time. Really made use of that wind. My name's Chris Gleeson, and welcome back, Katie Lembeski for the second half.
Good to be back again for the second half as players make their way into positions and coaches head to the benches. Fans head back to their seats. A fantastic half-time speech made over the PA in the Pasco Vale Social Club rooms over there. Fantastic to hear him just really celebrate the return of Hakeem. He was so instrumental in that happening, and I guess I can't thank him enough for his role in that, the football community, as well as what a joy to see him happy and to see him celebrate with Hakeem.
Well, it is the Pasco Vale who do make a half-time substitution with Philip Bernabeu Madrid, who's come on from Mohamed Rahimi. Rahimi just really struggled to get into the game, and Philippe, a bit more physical sort of player, will make those runs in over the top.
It wasn't for lack of trying with Rahimi though. He was trying to jump into midfield, just trying to pick up possession and open up that way, try to outnumber the Bentley midfield 3-2, but tried some things, didn't quite work, and that's okay, that happens sometimes.
And good folk here at Pasco Vale have turned the power back on for us. So we're able to go back into our normal sort of commentary area, which is down pitch side. We were swinging with the breeze up there on the scaffolding, but now we can pretty much have a kick ourselves here with no fence where we are, right on the halfway line.
Well, we'll be ready if the ball comes down our way, I can tell you that. The score, you got the board right there, the referee's board over there. We're right next to the benches.
Are you ready? Are you ready to play goalkeeper with the audio equipment if the ball comes over here?
If the situation requires, I will try my best.
That's it. That's all I can ask for, Katie. As the ball's played out, we can go around the grounds. And Hume City, after that second minute Urson Kaya goal, they still lead against Oakley Cannons. It's 1-0. 58 minutes played there. And it is the Bentley Greens here, obviously, Pasco Vale. Melbourne Knights won. Altona Magic with a penalty have retaken the lead. So it is
Samboziev, I believe.
Yep. Well, here's Davey driving it. And the ball goes out for a throw. And South Melbourne and Dandenong City, 18 minutes gone. Still 0-0 in that game. That is the late kick-off game. So be sure after this game you can always switch over to the South game and catch probably the last half an hour of that game on a big first night of NPL action with this new broadcast deal live on Facebook, live on YouTube, so you can go through YouTube on your smart TV and watch it on the big screen.
The new era in broadcasting, a new era for Victorian football, so get behind it. It's a massive news release today and exciting for all involved, and congratulations to all who had a hand in making it happen.
So you won't miss a minute of NPL action in the women's NPL, which kicks off this weekend. And obviously the men's NPL here tonight and across the grounds, and more games on tomorrow and Monday. We'll do a little bit of a preview out as the half goes. As at the moment, you can see early Pasco Vale are pressing on the Bentley Greens a little bit more quicker.
Yeah, just a bit more aggression, just a bit more attacking intent to try to put the Bentley Greens under a bit more pressure. Just try to get something going. I think there's a real opportunity for them to do that here.
Tellerico back to his goalkeeper now. I can't really tell if the wind's died down or is it because we're not in the scaffold anymore. But it seems like the breeze is sort of a little bit more slight here in the second half.
Still a bit behind it though, but yeah, definitely not as strong as the first half. But hey, you can only play the conditions you're in and adapt to it as the best you can.
Now it's Hatzimaradis, good turn. Now Yusuf in midfield stands on the ball. And it's going to be Lambadaridis to take it away from him. Baresi. And switch things out wide, and it's fired across the box, and Feely will collect. Can already see a more attacking intent from Pasco Vale as Ferrante drives the ball forward.
Very good throw from Feely to release him there. Chance here to build up some play. Davey playing it back to Ferrante.
Ferrante, as we heard him say after playing that pass, it was not a very good pass. Not in those words, though.
But again, they're trying something. They're trying to open up the space, just trying to switch play, trying to open it up that way. Just try to keep Bentley moving, try to drag them out of possession a little bit more. That's some positive signs early on.
It's 2-0 Dylan down at half-time. Vitaly Ferrante's gotten that opportunity to talk to his team, make a substitution, as they look to try to get back into this game. But at the moment, Baresi plays it forward to Yule. Yule can't get there. Tallarico, who's really struggled against the very exciting winger for the Bentleigh Greens, and he wins a corner.
He's proven very tough to handle so far, Ewell. As Bentley here gear up for another chance in attack from the set piece here.
And we've also got another equaliser. The Melbourne Knights have equalised against the Altona Magic, so it's 2-2 in that game.
Goals are plenty there. Be sure to keep an eye on that one on the Facebook streams if you can, guys.
Ball forward, flicked on. Who can get there? Here's a third. Here's a third goal to the Bentleigh Greens. And Lambatarides gets his goal, and the Bentleigh Greens are going to go celebrate to the bench. Once again, a well-worked move from a set piece, and Bentleigh Greens 3, Pasco Vale 0.
Definitely one from the training pitch. That one was fantastic goal there. Lambatarides getting into some space, tucking it home nicely as well, and that gives Bentley basically an unassailable 3-goal lead at the moment. They just took the sting right out of this second half. Pasco Vale with a big uphill mountain to climb right now.
Just when they were looking to get a bit of a foothold into this game, the Bentleigh Greens drag him away from that.
Goal for Bentley Greens, scored
ball forward.
Pasco Vale 0, Bentley Greens 3.
The Greens get it back. Lambatarides fouled as he played it. Now Valentino Yule. Inside, outside. Now he powers past Tallarico. Keeps it wide, whips in a dangerous cross to the back post. Here's a chance, and Mitrovic off the bar. Ball still alive. Pasco Vale through Hennessy will clear. And it was 2-0 and almost 4-0 in a flash. Ball forward. Alexander does well to head it back to Scott.
Unreal. Ewell, what a turn of pace. Just powers up. A technique to cut inside and really send a pass into the box. Unreal. What a tough young player. What a good young player early on we're seeing. Definitely one to keep an eye on throughout the season.
Such an exciting talent, as you said.
He is indeed.
It's really lighting things up in his first couple of games this season. So are the Bentleigh Greens. 3 goals last week against South Melbourne. They've already got 3 tonight away to Pasco Vale. Just now, Pasco Vale with the throw. Inside the box, Hatzimaradis. Once again, way to numbers, wins it back for Bentley. And pass it from the back. Thurtal, midfield, switching ball. Here's another chance for Valentino Yule. First Tallarico. Tallarico does well and turns out of trouble. And wins the throw. Dealt with that really well, Tallarico, on this occasion. But it's been
He's been a solid performer at this level for some time, I think, Tallarico. I think he's even taken out a Club Best and Fairest award too, so he's had a rough night of it so far, but the pedigree and the class is there. Players all have tough nights sometimes, and yeah, something to rebound from, but you know, he's a player that has the pedigree to do that.
Hennessy did well to take the ball away from Mitrovic, otherwise he would have been in. It's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. It's Tallarico. Teo Balan. Once again, just forcing Pasco Vale out wide. And Tallarico.
Really keen. Sorry, Chris. Really keen to note them. Thurtell's pressing ability, really getting into the centre backs, trying to allow them less and less space as possible as he can. Really noticeable and a real key to the way that Bentley attack and the way they keep possession.
They really just shut them out when they hold the ball.
Oh yeah.
Here's a chance though. The substitute, Bernabeu Madrid, trying to cut it back. Ball's turned over. Once again, it's just too easy for the Bentley Greens to pass the ball out of defence. As Crooks will bring it forward. Yule cuts inside. Davy Van Schip. Two-footed sliding challenge, but he gets the ball. Now Bernabeu Madrid. Forward for him. Hatzi Maradas. Won't get there. Scott gets there in front of him.
Again on the shoulder of the fence, trying to latch onto balls off the flanks, trying to catch Bentley just high, but to no avail at the moment. It's all Bentley Greens. Just the way that they've pressed and the way that their shape has prevented Pasco Vale from really functioning and really getting at them has been a real sight. It's been such a professional performance so far.
Yule's done well to keep that in. Fires it in across the box and Hennessy clears. So wait for Crooks to throw the ball in. Now Baresi looks to turn and fire, and Feely was able to collect it. It was looking to go into the top corner. Once again, Feely with the long throw. How about that for a pass? Bernabeu Madrid will win the throw. Once again, the rocket launcher from Feely.
Feely had it really well spotted, I thought. He really took the ball, claimed it, and then really had the presence of mind to attack to really get it going, really throw it wide and really get the ball moving. Try to generate some attacking momentum that way. Really positive to see from a keeper always.
And for the third time tonight, the Altona Magic take the lead against the Melbourne Knights. So goals are really flying in at Summer Street.
Perhaps an early game of the season contender playing out over there in Summer Street. Altona, two obviously powerhouse clubs, traditional powerhouse, big clubs, and fantastic to see the Magic back in the top flight in 2019.
Yule. Green still hold on to the ball. Josh Baresi. As they try to move Pasco Vale around. Crooks goes to turn. Baresi still holds on to it. Gets onto that left foot. And now Bernabeu Madrid wins the foul. It's a pretty good foul to give away in midfield, not allowing Bernabeu Madrid to turn.
A professional foul, would you say one of those smart fouls just to try to stop play, halt momentum that way? Really clever.
Once he was looking to turn in midfield, he did have numbers on the broadcast side. Now it's Davy Van Schip. He loves this situation. Davy turns inside, fires, but the tame effort is pretty easily collected up by Scott. Now Bentley with Baresi. Now Yule's one-on-one with Tallarico again. Trying to tease him into a challenge. They hold it on with Crooks. Fires it at Van Schip. Once again, the Bentley Greens are first to the second ball. Now Davey in the midfield. It opens up with Joseph Youssef. Has to hold it up. Bernabeu Madrid turns it over. And now the Bentley Greens can drive forward again. Holmes is clipped, and it's going to be another yellow card. Looks like Matteo Balan on this occasion.
Good bit of refereeing there, I think, did the utmost to try to let the game roll on, try to see if there was an advantage to be played, but always good to see referees try to do that for sure.
And Lockie Keevers is one of the more senior referees in NPL Victoria. He's a real disciplinarian, so many of his games do see a lot of cards. And he's branded out 4 so far tonight. Now Alexander, back post. It's headed away from him by Tallarico. And Pasco Vale can clear it. Hatzimaratis has to try to hold on to this, but once again Webster. Davey slides. Now Munoz will play it out wide. Bernabeu Madrid. It's had a lively start to the second half since coming on for Rahimi.
Yeah, he's definitely tried things. I think he's a bit of a different player to Rahimi in the sense that he's more direct and will try to get in on goal. But again, to see how it's all a mix of combinations and how that can turn out. As the ball rolls right near us here, right near the Pasco Vale bench.
We are for the second half set in between the two benches, right next to the scaffolding where you see the camera. We're a little bit exposed too, so we're definitely playing goalkeeper with the audio equipment. Now Lambadaredes fires into Yule. Yule's going to drive forward into the box, back post. It's going to find its way to Thurtell, and Thurtell hits the side netting. Tried to take it first time and sort of scuffed his shot. And on the second occasion, it was a tough angle and hit the side netting.
The intent's still definitely there from the Greens, really trying to attack, really hammer home that advantage. 3 goals, but it's not enough for Johnny A's men. They really want to push home the advantage, and you never know in these days because goal difference can make such a big impact on the way that the table sits at the end of the season. So take full advantage of it while you can. I think the attacking intent is still very much there for the Greens in this half.
Well, at the moment, they're +5 after 2-goal difference they picked up against South Melbourne last week. Just speaking of South Melbourne, still 0-0 over at Lakeside Stadium. South Melbourne 0, Dandenong City 0. The only real game until they lose opportunity to play on Lakeside Stadium, as it'll get ready for the Grand Prix. So it's always been a bit of a danger the last few years for South Melbourne going away, having to play multiple games in a row away.
But it also leaves them a real stretch of home games at the end of the season, and that can be a real turning point. As you see, they've come home strong in certain seasons with that in mind, having those stretch of home games in the end of the season. So I'm sure they're used to it by now. Again, it's a real distraction for them with the Grand Prix, but again, it's one of those things we have to try and work around it.
Con Tangalakis, his first full season at the helm. He's hoping to get the first victory of the season against Dandenong City. Now, at the moment, it's the Greens. Alexander fires it in. Well defended by Calabria and gets it out for a corner. Fired it in at the near post. So they're getting ready to make a second substitution. Gonzalo Munoz has got an injury problem, so young Johnny Vicurtis is getting ready. He's really had a torrid time against Velibor Mitrovic. So Jonathan Vicurtis is part of that young Joey squad that defeated Argentina. I think it was back in 2015, 2016 it might have been.
Yeah. Of course, the Melbourne Victory youth player. He's obviously come to Pasco Vale for game time. Still a lot of development left in his game, you feel, but gets a chance here now. Just a chance for him to take it, I guess.
We with him and Hakeem Al-Arabi coming as mid-season signings, it really strengthened the defence. They saw at that moment Pasco Vale were outside the top 6 and found them well and truly entrenched in the finals. Back post, Webster keeps it alive. Who can get there first? Baresi trying to turn, lays the ball off, Yankovic. And now Davey will take it away. The Dutchman out wide. Hatzi Maradas. Once again, the quick break that Pasco Vale were looking for was slowed down. And the ball fired out wide. They're really struggling with ideas going forward at Pasco Vale. Just look a bit uncertain. And
they've just had any space, any sort of attacking threat that they've tried to put together has been quickly snuffed out. It's just the well-drilled nature of this Bentley team is really something to behold and something you really have to see live and first-hand. They've been magnificent in that respect. They've just shut down anything Pasco Vale have tried to throw at them, and they've really used that as a springboard for attacking moves as well, and they've taken full advantage of it with 3 goals.
And just quickly, we can say that the
Substitution for Pasco Vale coming off number
the goal scorer for the third Altona goal was Michel Hemmen, the German, the new signing from who's been playing in, I think, in the German lower divisions. With John McShane getting injured on the edge of the season, they were able to bring in another foreigner. He was on the bench last week, and he's got the goal he was the goal scorer to put Altona in front.
Making a big impact early on in his time there. Geez, the goals keep coming down at Summer Street.
And it is another third equaliser from the Melbourne Knights. It's 3-3 at Summer Street. In this game, it is the Bentley Greens 3, Pasco Vale 0. And it's going to be the first substitution. And the German's going to come on for the Bentley Greens, Arnold Zwev. And Valentino Yule, who's terrorised the defence, is going to make this, a chance on the bench now. Can have a rest up for next week.
An outstanding game. Definitely a contender for man of the matches. Johnny A gives him a big handshake and encourages him on a game well played. Really, that's someone to keep an eye on for the rest of the season for sure.
Arnold Zwev has come across from Richmond, part of the Richmond Galacticos, who really went international last year. And some real high-profile players playing State League 1. And Johnny A definitely liked what he saw. He's brought him across to the Bentley Greens.
It definitely speaks to the ambitions of NPL clubs, just casting the net wide when it comes to recruiting talent, and it can yield massive results as well.
Bernabeu Madrid's done well here. Couldn't find the pass to Hatzi Maradas. Now Zwev will bring the ball forward. Wants the 1-2. The ball will spin and stay in play. Great tackle by Tallarico and out for a throw. Now, no foul on the edge of the box. Once again, Webster wins the ball against Hatzi Maradas, and I'll tell you what, if Vitali Ferrante had any hair, he'd be pulling him out at the moment.
He's definitely making his frustrations known. He's hardly one to hide how he's thinking or feeling in any game of football, and it's to be honest, from as a neutral, as an observer here, it's fantastic to watch and getting an up close look at it. He's a really good character of the game.
So Pasco Vale will make their third substitution. It's going to be Stephen Hatzikotsis for Michael Ferrante.
Substitution for Pasco Vale coming off number 21, Michael Ferrante, being replaced by number 77, Stephen Hatzikostas.
So Hatzikotsis will sit in midfield with Balan. So now Davey, edge of the box. Trying to fire it in, but once again it's well defended by the Bentley Greens. Apart from that Ferrante shot, Scott really hasn't been under much pressure.
No, and he has a fantastic back four in front of him to thank for that as well. I have to keep on hammering this point home. The Bentley Greens are such a well-drilled unit and has come to the fore in a big way tonight.
So now is Youssef. Couple of turns, needs support, the ball's one back. And just big news over at Lakeside too is that Dandenong City have a red card in the 40th minute now in that game. Still 0-0, but what a great opportunity it is for South Melbourne to get their first win of the season at home. Once again, disciplinary problems at Danny City with Pilkington getting sent off last week. So newly promoted side already with 2 red cards.
Yeah, you're kind of pushing it uphill like that when that happens. Just really try to really keep all men on the park for as every minute of the game as you can. So yeah, they have another battle up against them for this second half.
So now the ball, is it going to stay in for Baresi? It will. Fires it into the back post. They've got numbers over the back there. Ball's eventually cleared out by Pasco Vale. And it's going to be Brodie Taylor to come on. He'll be the second substitution. It will be the goal scorer Baresi to make way. Obviously Brodie Taylor's realised that the games are being live streamed now and he's gone for the M&M peach blonde hair. You will not miss him here on the stream.
Absolutely not.
But what an excellent performance by Josh Baresi.
Yeah, definitely. It was really key in the way that Bentley have attacked tonight. Really a focal point is the number 10 behind, just off Matt Thurtell there as well. Really pushing him behind defence, scoring as well the first goal of the game with the header. Outstanding effort from him tonight.
So now Pasco Vale turn it over again. Alexander in the midfield. Hatzikotsis will get the ball back for Curtis, who does fill in that left back position. He's very right-footed. Ball cleared long. It's easy for Webster. Now Tyson Holmes. They're happy just to retain onto the ball for the Bentley Greens.
Definitely just trying to shepherd this one home, just really maintaining possession, taking the sting out of any Pasco Vale move, but also really trying to force Pasco Vale up the field to try to open up that space in behind. So it's been really effective in that tonight, definitely.
Still got over 15 minutes to go in this game. The sting's definitely been taken out of the sails.
But if you're Pasco Vale, you want to try and get something out of this game. You want to try and get a goal on the board. You just really want to try and work on things to take into next week. So it's still a key time in the game for them as well. Just try to move on, try to push forward and try to create things. So all is not lost. Again, it's definitely a learning experience. Really identify where you went wrong, what you need to do better, and big chance for them to do that tonight.
Well, Davey Van Schip really hasn't had many of those opportunities to run at defenders. He's done well to win the corner. So Stephen Hatzikotsis over to take this. Can Pasco Vale get one back? Pretty much everyone back for the Bentley Greens, just Thurtell the only one sitting at the edge of the penalty spot. Back post it goes, it's too easy for Scott. And now the Bentley Greens are going to break. Pasco Vale committed plenty of numbers forward. Had the chance to the break there, Crook, but it was a pretty crook pass, to be honest.
Didn't quite make the most of that there, but again, that's how it goes. But good defending, get him out of position a bit more. But yeah, it's again the sting that's really been taken out of this game. Bentley shutting it down early with the goal in this second half. Early in this second half, professional unit as they are.
Seeing that big chance where it was 2-0 to Ferrante just before half time. If they could have got that one, things might have just changed in this game.
It's that old adage. It's a 2-goal lead is the worst to hold in football. But had that gone in, we're probably talking about a very different game. But again, that's football. That's how it goes sometimes.
It's really been a real professional performance by the Bentley Greens. 2 games into this season, you can already see that they're going to be right up there challenging for trophies again. They've already got the first bit of silverware, the Community Shield, and they were pretty dominant against Heidelberg, and they had plenty of opportunities to make it much more than the 2-0 result that they got.
Very promising signs early on. I mean, 3 games now, and that's, again, 3 last week, 3 again here, 2 in the Community Shield. They're in free scoring form at the moment. Really setting the bar, really being the pace setters early on in this competition.
Well, it would be interesting to see what happens mid-season when John Anastasiadis joins the new Melbourne team. Were they Western United?
Yeah, the new Western Melbourne club, playing out of Geelong for the first 2 seasons. He'll be a huge asset to that club, and it'll definitely be a loss for Bentley. But I guess I get the feeling that Bentley is such a professional unit from the top down. John EA's obviously had a lot to do with that, but there's a lot of good people working behind the scenes at the club to make that happen, so they'll back on their people for that to continue.
Well, here's the chance. The ball's just a little bit too heavy. Fired in, and Scott's made a mistake. It's in. Pasco Vale get a very unlikely goal, and Davey Van Schip, he can score on any angle, as you see there. Scott, well, he's probably a bit cold.
Goal for Pasco Vale, scored by number 10.
Didn't have much else to do this game, but it's funny, things can happen in football. Davey Van Schip creating something from nothing there to pull a goal back late on in this game. Who knows if they can get a quick one from here, if they can make it 2, things can get a whole lot more interesting.
Well, Ryan Scott, like myself, is a big Newcastle United fan. He just had his De Bruyne moment, and he's just bundled the ball, and it's gone into his net. It's a really sharp angle. In fact, most likely because of that angle, it was probably more likely an own goal than a Davey Van Schip goal, where I think the ball might have been flashing across the face, but...
Yeah, just deflected in, I think. Took a bit of a deflection, but... Again, Pasco Vale, I guess, have been trying to knock at the door a bit more. They've been frustrated throughout most of this game, but they've taken something. So here's the chance as Bentley Green's ready another substitution.
Well, we have seen some strange things in the NPL Victoria. That was definitely one of them, and sort of gives just that slight glimmer of hope for a late comeback here for Pasco Vale. There will be a substitution. It looks like it's going to be Tyson Holmes, who's injured on the far side of the pitch. Got the trainer out there. It looks like it could be, seems to be quite a serious thing. He's going to have to be carried by his teammates. So that's shocking news for Tyson Holmes.
Fingers crossed it's not as bad as it looks.
So he's going to go off on the far side of the pitch. So he will be the substitution, and James Exidius with the one to come on for him. So they're going to have to make a little bit of a change there.
Bit of a reshuffle. He'll step into midfield to try to fill Holmes' position there.
Looks like Exidius has gone to right back, so it's going to be young Matthew Crooks has moved from right back to centre mid. Swev held out of it by Tallarico. Now here's Davey again. Turns out of danger, pushes away Lockie Keevers. Pasco Vale's definitely got their tails up now. Hatsikotsis. Tallarico trying to keep it alive. And it's going to be a Pasco Vale throw. So now Yusuf. We've seen John Anastasiadis, probably the most vocal he's been for the whole game at the moment. Sort of sense that Pasco Vale do have this chance for a late run.
Yeah,
Bernabeu Madrid.
Just trying to make sure his charges just stay focused on the game, just really get those instructions out, just really tighten this up and just try to see this one home, I think is the aim there from Johnny A.
It's Alexander. They press up on Scott. He'll be a little bit nervous after the mistake he made that gave Davey Van Schip the goal. For the first time really tonight, Pasco Vale the first ones to the loose ball. Oh, Lockie Keever says no high foot. Now the Greens get a chance to just hold on to the ball. Oh, Davey's got the ball back. Van Schip lays it off. Here's a chance, and it's going to be a penalty. So Pasco Vale get a chance to get back into this game. Joseph Youssef, as he went to shoot, was pushed in the back. And Davey Van Schip will have the opportunity from the penalty spot to get Pasco Vale back within a goal.
Huge moment in the game coming up here. Really unfortunate penalty for Bentley to give away, because it was just a poor turnover in their defensive area. Pasco Vale have pounced, and Davey will look to add another goal for Pasco Vale to make this really interesting. Don't go anywhere, folks. We may have a grandstand finish coming up.
Well, it's going to be the Dutchman, Davey Van Schip. Can Scott redeem himself from the mistake he made earlier? Can Davey Van Schip beat Scott from the penalty spot? It's Van Schip, and he scores for Pasco Vale. And Pasco Vale are really back into this game. Davey Van Schip with 2 goals in pretty quick succession, and he cheers on the crowd. And it is Pasco Vale 2, the Bentley Greens 3.
Huge goal there from Davey. Steps up, calm as anything to take that penalty. Slots it home, adds a second for Pasco Vale. Huge finish coming up here. The momentum's with them now, well and truly. Just need to keep it. Just need to keep on pushing the Bentley Greens.
Don't go anywhere. We've got a grandstand. 10 minutes to finish this game. Pasco Vale fighting for everything. In the midfield, Hatzikotsis loses out to Zwev. Lambatarides. And they hold on to it with Arnold Zwev. Still hold on to it. Lambatarides. Velibor Mitrovic, who's had a quieter second half than he did in the first. Brody Taylor with a shot. For Curtis with the block, but Taylor still managed to hold on to the ball. Now Crooks brings it inside the box, cleared away. They've done well, the Bentley Greens, to take the sting out of it the last sort of minute or so and hold on to the ball.
And just like that, everything has changed. The intensity of this game has risen several notches. Pasco Vale sensing an opportunity here, and why not? There's a chance to take a point, maybe even 3. Stranger things have happened in football. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Thurtal. Trying to hold on to the ball in the corner. Still a long time before that. So he's done well to win the throw. Now the Greens. Back post, headed away. Now Hatzi Maradas. Turns away. Can't find a teammate. Arnold Zwev with great skill. In fact, it's Zwev now. Crosses it in. And the ball's deflected out. So they'll take their time over this corner. As Velibor Mitrovic moves from the left wing to the right to take this corner. Mitrovic crosses it in, and it's cleared away off the line. Jankovic fires it in. Pasco Vale deal with it again, but once again, another dangerous set piece from the Bentley Greens.
Bentley Green starting to regroup here, just trying to get over the shock of those 2 goals, but really starting to maybe put some pressure back on Pasco Vale here on in these last moments of the game.
Long throw into the box. It's going to bounce, but that's all right for Feely, who looks to launch another long throw, looking for Davey Van Schip. In the midfield, Davey throwing himself about, wins the ball. Sliding challenge by Crooks. Wins the ball. Kiva says play on. As Davey Van Schip's trying to drag his side back to an equaliser.
It's definitely getting willing here, as both sides just really trying to will themselves home here. Definitely has the intensity definitely has risen here. Fascinating to watch in these last few minutes.
Experienced campaigner Webster plays it forward. Arnold Zwev can't keep the ball in, and it's out for a Pasco Vale throw. As Zwev throws the ball away. Ball over the top. Yusuf. Switching play from Yusuf. Here's a chance for Philippe Bernabeu Madrid. Inside to Yusuf. Too much on that one. And a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, I think he needed to go inside the box with that one, just really get it in there rather than flash it wide. Just no one was quite there to receive it, but again, the intent is still there from Pasco Vale. Just need to keep level-headed and try to get one late in this game and try to get something out of this.
Bentley have tried to play from the back, but this time Scott's just going to have to clear it. And get into midfield. Hennessy forward. Yankovic away. Who's going to fall? Calabria had an air swing, but it worked out okay. Feely goes long. Fires it into midfield. It's going to... Hatsi Maradas thought it might have got to him. It skips across the turf into Scott, who collects.
Trying to make use of his pace, his dangerous positioning on the shoulder of the fence there. Really trying to unlock that. Didn't quite come off.
Exidius trying to force things forward. Crosses it in. The ball going to go out for a corner. Pasco Vale bench not happy about that challenge.
Making it quite known as well, quite vocal. They sense an opening here. It's obviously desperation for a win, a result even.
So Mitrovic across the gang. What can they create on this set piece occasion? Fired it in. Taylor missed it. Pasco Vale clear. Now Davies got 3 players around him. Goes over, no foul. Alexander just clears the ball long, and now Feely. As we head towards the end of this game, only a few minutes before stoppage time, over the top. Bernabeu Madrid, can he get it in first time? Fires it in, headed away. And now Alexander forward. Thurtell's done well all night to hold on to the ball.
Bernabeu Madrid has really been a handful since coming on as well. A really inspired change from Ferrante at half-time. Really been more direct, and that's the way that they've tried to turn Bentley Greens around, but it's worked.
Svev. It's headed away. He's available Mitrovic and Taylor. Taylor looks to take him on. Blocked out, and it's going to spin towards the line. Taylor holds on to it. You see they're really keeping Philippe Bernabeu Madrid and Davey Van Schip really high. Just in case they win the ball back, they can really break with momentum.
Definitely. It also frees up Hatsi Maradas as well. He's been very much a threat in certain times at this game.
Bentley hold on to it. Lambadarides. The ball's deflected out. So Bentley really doing a good job holding on to the ball. Since that second Davy Van Schip goal went in, they've definitely had the majority of the possession since then. Now Hatzi Maradas. Couldn't turn. Ball up the line. Now Davy Van Schip. Needs support. Ball's out for a throw. Pasco Vale will stay on the attack. Tellerico. Now Davy. Got a few numbers around him. Loses the ball. All what Bentley can really do is clear it out. It's going to be another throw. So we do have full-time results in other games. Hume City 1, Oakley Cannons 0. So Hume start to the season 2 clean sheets and 2 wins. And the Melbourne Knights, late in this game, got a red card and a 93rd minute goal to defeat the Altona Magic in what has been a classic. Teo Palazzeri calling all the action there.
Drama galore out at Summer Street. Fantastic. Definitely it sounds like an early contender for game of the season already.
And just South Melbourne and Dandenong City. 0-0 at half-time, but Dandenong City with a red card. Can Pasco Vale get a late equaliser in this one? Joseph Youssef turns and drives it forward. Who can get the ball? Ball's deflected across. Alexander gets it clear. And the ball goes out. Now Hennessy. Ball forward. Bernabeu Madrid turns inside. Here's a chance for Pasco Vale. The shot's in and it's straight at Scott. It did take a slight deflection on its way through. And it's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time for Pasco Vale to get an equaliser. Swev. Ball left a bit short. Youssef wins it back. Bernabeu Madrid drives it. Deflection. And it's going to be a corner.
An uncharacteristic mistake there from Bentley Green's turnover in such a dangerous position in the field, and it's resulted in a corner there after Bernabeu Madrid's aim at goal. Deary me, this is getting intense.
It's a corner for Pasco Vale. They've struggled to deal with Bentley's corners. Can they come up with something special themselves? Everyone back for the Greens. Chance, here's Balan, and it's straight at Scott. Scott holds on either side of him, and it would have been the late equaliser for the Pasco Vale.
My goodness, that looked in from this angle. And another turnover.
Keeps Pasco Vale on the attack. Hatzikotsis drives it forward. Out wide. Hatzi Maradas. As the Hatzi boys go to work. Tellerico. Now Jonathan Vicurtis cuts inside, fires it in, turns it over. Brodie Taylor. Once again, just lack of composure at the moment. Pasco Vale will stay on the attack. Tellerico wide. Philippe Bernabeu Madrid. Joseph Youssef turns it over. And now they can drive it forward. Mitrovic. Sliding challenge, Calabria, and it's going to be a foul. And a red card. The Pasco Vale bench is really incensed over that. It seemed like he won the ball. And one of those ones where I think he wins the ball and may have just gone over it slightly. Lockie Keevers, well, he's done it on many occasions in the NPL. He gets that, goes to the back pocket and gets the red card out.
Absolute drama playing out here. Pasco Vale bench not happy at all and making it well and truly known.
I must admit, from our position, it was a little bit hard to see at ground level.
It's definitely hard to fully make out. Competition is really willing here at the moment.
Well, Calabria's now making his way to up the race, but I must admit there wasn't much carry on from Calabria himself, but definitely on the Pasco Vale bench.
They made it known for sure, but yeah, it's bound to happen when games start, the intensity rises up. You're more likely to make errors that way. The competition gets willing, and then, hey, there's competitive juices as well. It can make you do crazy things, and again, it might be the end of Pasco Vale's charge here.
Well, they get the free kick. And they just hold on to the ball for the moment. Now Pasco Vale get it back. Yusuf. Now they clear it forward. Now Yusuf can turn. Little nutmeg on Zvev and switches it out wide. Ball turnover, Alexander clears. Now Hennessy turns the ball over. Can the Bentley Greens end it all now? Cuts it back. And Brodie Taylor with a finish. Excellent finish from Brodie Taylor. And he has ended the night for the Pasco Vale, and the Bentley Greens now march on to another victory. What an excellent finish that was. Really feel he had no chance.
What an impact he's made off the bench, this Brodie Taylor off the bench in this half. Comes in at the 90th minute and then puts that one away. Puts the game, secures all 3 points for Bentley Greens. Pasco Vale caught out there defensively. They've committed men forward. They're one man down. They look to, and then you're liable to be caught out of shape in that sense, and Taylor takes full advantage of it and seals all 3 points for the Bentley Greens.
Well, you see the fight from Pasco Vale coming from 3-0 down. Davey Van Schip with a couple of excellent goals, and he straight away from kick-off drives it forward. Turnover, and now the Bentley Greens can hold on to it. Zvev goes out wide. Now over the top. Too much on it for Exidius. Pasco Vale get it back. Not much long to go in this game. We've seen the Melbourne Knights defeat Altona Magic. Hume City defeat the Oakley Cannons. And we're going to see the Bentley Greens beat Pasco Vale with still a half of football at Lakeside with South Melbourne and Dandenong City to come. But it is full time here at CB Smith Reserve. And it is the Bentley Greens for the first time in 3 years coming to CB Smith and defeating Pasco Vale at this ground. And they take the victory with 4-2.
Huge win for the Bentley Greens. Really professional unit. Had the better of the game for most of it, for sure. Really professional unit. Really shut down Pasco Vale offensively and really managed to springboard that into goals as well through Baresi, through Thurtell as well. Outstanding performance from the Bentley Greens. A real contender. Pasco Vale, not all is lost for them. I think they've really taken some positives. They're really going to be a hard team to beat. They're going to be, I still predict that they'll be up there come finals time, but definitely stuff to learn from this game and something to take into next week, of course.
Well, an entertaining clash ends here with Bentley Greens marching forward, starting the season with 2 victories. Pasco Vale a draw last week. They suffer their first defeat. But what an excellent game this has been as football unites for Hakeem Al-Arabi. And we hope you've enjoyed the coverage tonight. Obviously, a new era of NPL action with broadcast games on NPL Victoria, Facebook and YouTube. There'll be more games. You can always catch the second half of South Melbourne and Dandenong City. But there's going to be a couple more games tomorrow as Green Gully host Heidelberg and Avondale host Port Melbourne. And we've also got Monday night Kingston City taking on the Dandenong Thunder. My name's Chris Gleeson. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Katie Lambeski.
Thank you so much for having me. Great game to catch first up for this season. Really enjoyed it. Thanks all for tuning in.